Well,
How about some mint shampoo?
Oh,
See, final boss. That. Final boss, by the way, I think is the guy who clipped.
Do nothing in the overall scheme of things. This will have no impact on how channels are run, how they're dealt with by YouTube. It's just a petty vengeance thing to get back at Stuttering John. No money will come out of this. It's pissing money against the wall for vengeance.
I thoroughly disagree. I disagree. I completely disagree. I think that they're doing this is gonna be a net positive for all creators. John struck them 30 something times, right?
And he can.
John claims to be a celebrity, right? So John's got to know that the standard of, defamation and copyright, he knows what this all is, right? So these guys have the money to fight it. At least maybe they get YouTube to move a little bit and maybe do something about it. But somebody could do the same thing to you, right? And you'd be stuck. You'd have no choice.
Why would YouTube care about a lawsuit involving Shuli and Stuttering John Melendez? Why would they care?
Well, because if you can get case law that shows what is supposed to happen, then maybe the strikes don't get applied the way that they've been getting applied.
So years from now, maybe YouTube looks at this case when it gets to that fucking stage.
So we can't do anything today, so let's not do anything at all.
Well, I don't think crowdfund saying save TSN, this is for free speech. Yeah, that's gross to me. That's gross. That's not what this is at all. And don't pretend like
why is it no. Explain to me how it's not. How is it not about free speech?
Because it's not. It's got nothing to do with any kind of political. The government's not coming after their speech. One man is striking them because YouTube allows that to happen.
Well, it's not that YouTube allows it. It's because the way the law is written.
It's a loophole. Yeah, it's a loophole that Stuttering John is using. And guess what?
Well, it's not a law. It's not a law that's written. It's YouTube's terms of service that are written.
Exactly.
No, it's the law. It's actually it is the law. It's the DMCA law. Is what this is all about.
You can't use YouTube strike as a form of punishment is a law.
Yeah, you can. You're not permitted. It's a violation of the DMCA. The problem is that you have to have case law to prove, like, the law says write what the law says, but then you got to have case law to explain what they mean by what the law says. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
well, it sounds like you're saying that there needs to be a law, that there's not an existing law. I don't think that there's a DMCA law that says that you can't arbitrarily use YouTube's terms of service against another party. That would just seem to be a YouTube violation, which there is a YouTube law. There's a YouTube there in the YouTube's terms of service. It does say that you cannot use strikes as a form of fucking with someone, and you could possibly lose your channel for doing so. Like it does say that, but I don't believe out in the real world that there's any application or law that says otherwise.
In the DMCA, it says there you can't use it for harassment. You can't use it to silence somebody. You can't use it for all of those things. But
so
the feds are not going to enforce it. You have to do it. The current Stuttering John lawsuit, is that a year old yet?
It's getting there almost.
It's going to be a year in August, right?
As frivolous as it gets, and it's lasted this long. Think about that. That thing could have been thrown out immediately.
Well, they have to take it serious if there's even a modicum of that it is. They have to become somewhat serious. The courts have to pretend like it's serious, even if it's not. As long as it's not just obviously frivolous on the face of it. You know what I mean? Like that, the bar is pretty low.
Against him for almost a year. for a man in a different
That's
state.
frivolous. That's
Like,
fucking.
what do we? You know, this shit takes forever.
Well, yeah,
that's
but that's
ridiculous.
because that's also that's Minnesota, and they seem fucked up in everything. You know, I mean, seriously, like think about it. Aaron's got the HRO.
Millions. Ugh.
Yeah, so imagine a company like YouTube that has hundreds of countries' legal system to deal with. So they just go by their own terms of service. And yeah, you can exploit that and fuck with somebody, unfortunately. But that's life.
But their terms of service.
Life sucks.
No, but I understand that. But you can fight back. You're allowed to fight back, and you should fight back. Right?
Yeah,
and YouTube's terms of service is applied because there is no case law. There's nothing around this to give you YouTube guidance in how to handle it. That's how they develop their system of, you strike, you appeal, then the guy has 10 days to file, right? Like that's how that developed because there wasn't these cases.
Okay, well, back to that. So Shuli did that to Menser Math, who lost his channel now because he kept striking him frivolously because absolutely Menser Math did transform that content. So Shuli fairly much lied to get Menser Math taken down. Like, what say you about that, Schmuel?
I don't know. I don't know enough about that. I do know that when that first happened, it was, as I remember it, and I could be wrong, but the first Menser Math thing was Zenhauser's special without transformation.
No, it was transformed, and everybody that watched it knows that. He was talking it over it the entire time. He was stopping and starting it and adding commentary.
Wasn't that done after the first upload? I thought there was a clean upload.
It was live streamed.
Right.
What Brian Landon did with Moody's content, that's different because he flat out downloaded it and uploaded it. What's that, JMO?
So let's not get into that one again.
No, I'm saying, but it's an example of
Come on.
But yeah, absolutely. It was everybody that saw the Menser Math thing absolutely saw that it was transformed. Many people watched it, but that was apparently the last straw, the thing that took down his channel after he'd already previously been struck multiple times. And it seemed very in the same way, like that Shuli is getting struck by John. It very much is what he was doing to Menser Math.
And how it could be done by what Shuli did to Menser Math, and she used the same logic in all of in her strikes. But I wanted to ask a question of what happened with the turn with Menser Math, because Shuli Network, WATP, we're all playing Menser Math clips of the compilations of Stuttering John being insulted on Super Chat. What started the strikes? I know it got to Zen's stand-up. What else was he doing that upset Shuli Network?
Yeah,
they were playing his
about it
all the time.
But he was just clipping their stuff like regular clips. Like it wasn't complete live stream. It was just flat out just clips that Shuli
like
didn't
the clipper
out
channels
there.
do.
Yeah, and they weren't.
That's what he was, wasn't he a clipper to begin with? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
The lore,
Yeah,
but
I remember the Stuttering John ones where he would clip out every insulting super chat and just put them one after the other, John reading them. WATP, TSN all played those clips on their shows. So he was clipping the Shuli Network, and that's where they started striking him.
Yeah.
Because they're like Schmuel, I'm not full on this, and his channel's gone, so it's hard to get a timeline because we don't have the dates on his clips and all that shit, you know?
Yeah, I don't have it either. And then somebody put up, there were supposed to be emails that Menser Math was going to put out and then didn't put them out or something. I was reading it the other day.
They're right here.
Yeah,
They're
show
right
me
here.
one email of the 50 strikes that TSN's got. Why does Menser Math have this threshold of fucking believability, but TSN doesn't.
John went to Melton's house. Content found from 30 seconds to 5.5. So that's less than, it's like 5 minutes and 15 seconds of content is what he got struck over. And this is
and that's the Melton clip of John going to.
And here's the big one. The one
probably them reacting to it on.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, not even their clip. Yes, technically their clip, but not. But them viewing other. Yeah, it's a mess like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I doubt he's got that kind of pull, maybe, but.
No, if he had that kind of pull, there would be no. What do you call it? There'd be no. If he had that kind of pull, there'd be no lawsuit, right?
You know what it feels like to me? You know, like when like there's a homeless bum that like is constantly wandering around your neighborhood, and the old duck down the street calls the cops and says, "There's a homeless man wandering around," and they go, "Oh, we'll send a car around." You know, that's what it feels like to me. Like it's just John puts in a strike, they appeal it to YouTube, and they go, "Oh, yeah, we'll send a car around." You know, and it gets reversed. Like nobody gives a fuck at YouTube. And, you know, it's just in this silly cycle of it, just round and round and round again.
You're not even going to get 2 live eyes looking at a fucking thing that you put onto YouTube.
That's what that's what I wondered. Because it does sound like they actually are talking to a human being, which nobody else that deals with YouTube actually gets that kind of help. But, I highly doubt they're actually, like, going and opening up his page and looking into his actual complaint. So it does make you wonder. I highly doubt there's more than a guy that they can make a phone call to that will just reverse copyright strikes, but never looks into it. I'm guessing.
I always call him Mr. Beast when I have a problem. I just get him on the line. He usually fixes it for me. So watch your back.
Carl gets his reversed all the time, and they're big companies. Right. You know, Howard Stern, Netflix, etc. Like they get reversed for being transformative. I think that's all it is. It's just like they can put in the strike and it'll get reversed, but they can keep doing it because it's a fucking loophole that YouTube doesn't give a fuck about. This is fuck all subscribers.
Or if they use somebody else's content or whatever, and it's like a major issue, then they usually can pay out a certain amount to say, "Let us keep it because our content was actually good."
Yeah,
and you could be solved like that usually between 2 attorneys, you know what I mean? But it's like, and you got like column A and column B, and neither one of them have an attorney. It's like, I don't know how far we're gonna get.
But it is a form of punishment, though, just having the strikes levied against you because it takes so long to reverse them. 14 days is a long time to have a video that you just made sitting there not doing anything, not making any money, not getting views, not getting clicks. We've had it happen.
It's bullshit.
It does suck.
Yeah, it is bullshit that Stuttering John can do this. Please don't misunderstand me in all of this. It sucks. Stuttering John is a cunt for doing it. But the American legal system is not going to change YouTube's, Shuli suing Stuttering John is not going to change YouTube's approach. And
no, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah. Now, if YouTube
a bunch of teenagers went after Diebold, right, for copyright claims, and that changed the system. So it's possible that this could also change the system, right? No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it will. Maybe. And to be honest with you, I don't really give a shit one way or the other about Shuli and John personally. My feeling is, though, is that if you got somebody who's got a wild hair up their ass for Dean, a Gino for argument's sake, every time you do a show that you have Gino on and he strikes you, and then you have to go through this process, right?
Yeah.
There should be consequences.
Honestly, I would quit doing Gino coverage because I'd be giving him more noise than he's getting anyway.
Doom. Well, Doom had to do that. You remember when Gino was striking Doom? Yeah, exactly. That happened.
Good. Let's go.
Finish for sure. When you're drinking a lot, yeah. You'd be like, this thing will last, but I mean, what are we doing here?
Anonymous $5. Schmuel, get your tongue off Shuli's nuts. This is a frivolous lawsuit grift. Shuli won't get money or injunctive relief. He's exploiting his fans.
Someone knows the word injunctive, so
That is a good word.
They must be
Throw in
right.
A legal argument. Yep.
This guy seems like a dude that would finish no matter what.
And
Well,
Schmuel's
you
got
don't-
conjunctivitis.
Well,
am
you
I
don't know
right?
what
I can't
Shuli's
believe you
balls
didn't
taste
finish.
like, right? You don't know about that. You don't know about licking his balls and stuff. Right?
you
don't
not
How
know.
old were you when this happened, Ozzy?
Oh no.
One time I was probably early 30s. And then a couple of years later, so mid 30s, yeah.
Did you have some
Bless
pain
your
pills
heart.
maybe? Because that'll do it too. If you have a couple pain pills up in you,
I mean,
a couple karmic X's.
Enough with the excuses, JMO. We're no more excuses. We don't allow that. You should finish.
no, I was
Ladies,
trying to avoid.
and that can finish inside or wherever.
Well, that's
Look, I was trying really hard, but some women, they just say the wrong things. And
well,
kill
quad
it.
finishes every time, but it's
Do the wrong
prostate.
things.
It's
you
a
know?
prostate thing, but that's just because of the accident, not because he's gay.
You weren't supposed to tell anyone that. I told you
fuck,
that.
sorry, dude. All right. Well, no follow-up questions about that, guys. Let's not
Yeah,
embarrass him. It's nothing.
Every now and then you slide it in. It's like the 4-lane Lincoln Tunnel and not the 2-lane Holland, and it's. I get you, Ozzy. Sorry, it's a New York joke. Go ahead.
Loose pussy jokes. Schmuel's doing loose vagina jokes. Wide set vagina, I think he calls
He's doing
it.
interstate jokes. That's a New York thing, though.
She was like the turnpike, if you know what I'm saying. Ew. Aussie guys supports Carl Jobst, just not Carl Heberger.
Who's Carl Jost?
Jost? I think you're thinking Jost, right? Carl Jost?
Who the
Jobs.
fuck's that?
Carl Jobs. Well, you support
Aussie
him.
guys supports Carl, just not Carl Heberger.
Well,
I'm
maybe
guessing that.
Carl
Just not.
not
Oh,
Carl.
just maybe, yeah.
Oh, maybe it's
No.
that. Maybe it's that Carl guy that ran around with.
Well, are you Googling it?
Oh, isn't that the guy that got down in Australia? Had to pay the fine, like $250,000 or something, a couple of years ago.
Ricky Gervais's buddy. Carl, what's his face?
No, that's Pilkington.
Yeah, there you go.
That 250 grand doesn't ring any bell. Quad's Googling it now. We'll fill the F way there, Quad, while you figure that out.
Way to go, Shane M.
That was, I'm telling you, I think that was your boy Billy Mitchell, the Donkey Kong guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Brilliant.
Pac-Man. Wasn't he Pac-Man?
No idea. Still
The
no
He
idea.
Pac-Man
speed
world
runs.
record or some bullshit?
No, he speed runs GoldenEye.
Oh,
and,
because I said the line about speed running.
yeah. So he,
All right, that makes
he
sense.
speed runs games. It's a
Yeah, he had
game.
like a huge lawsuit with some other guy, or
Well, American gamer Billy Mitchell was accused by Jobst of cheating to obtain his records in the arcade game Donkey Kong and Pac-Man.
Oh, okay.
And Jobst was had to pay 450,000 Australian.
They're not even in the Dabbleverse. They're
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Your clipping of my show sucks dick.
Without Dave, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, now we know who to blame.
If you enjoyed this clip, you can thank the ultimate life form by using the super tip link in the description. Do it or don't.
Final Boss. That's right, Final Boss. I love Final Boss.
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Dave,
where are you, David?